Hi everybody, here's Christian, and this is Teamwork Cast.
Hey, it's Shepard, also with Teamwork Cast.
And it's Cthulhu from Teamwork Cast.
And while the world is collapsing around us, we still play Monster Hunter. This is our Let's Play for Monster Hunter Generations. And so today there's going to be a weird penguin rabbit.
Penguin
rabbits.
Does he look much like a penguin, you think?
He slides on his belly like a penguin.
Yeah, there's some penguin DNA going on there.
Alright.
So the quest is Must Love Lagombi, and we have to hunt two of them. It's from the Wyverian Maiden. The frozen seaway sounds so cold. I hate the cold, but I am curious about the rabbit-like creatures that live there. Could you hunt some for me? No fewer than two. Ta-ta now.
Ta-ta.
It's, very specific.
Yep. Go kill two things.
Well, let's do this. By the way, before we begin, we have to give a big shout out to Autumn Alchemist in the chat here. On point with the cheers, incredibly generous, and we just thank her
They
a
really,
lot for
they really
supporting
love
us.
Yeah.
I love this. Thank you.
Yeah. So what have you guys been up to in this turbulent times?
You want to go first? Cthulhu and I blew our
You
load
can go
a little
first.
bit. Okay, you go.
Yeah.
He's predicting the future, or am I? I don't know. We'll see.
I've just been playing a lot of Long War 2.
Yeah, Long War.
Final Fantasy 14.
Get Christian, get it. Get that.
Yes, I understand exactly what you mean. Very topical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Long War. How is the Long War going? I've seen you be streaming. If people want to see Cthulhu streaming the Long War, there's a lot in our archives on Twitch.
It's hit or miss.
Literally. Get it?
Yeah. Yeah. I probably have 12 hours into the current playthrough, and I'm about a week and a half away from lasers still.
This is so crazy. 12 hours and not even lasers. That's the first technology.
Yeah. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot more challenging in some ways. Some missions are simpler, but it completely changes how the game feels. It actually changes to make it feel more like an actual, real guerrilla war where you're, trying to infiltrate teams into places and run missions and things like that, instead of just being oh, you're just running around and killing everything.
Yeah, I really appreciate this. Can you, because I watch a little bit and I had vague understanding what's going on, but not really. Can you point out one system that kind of communicates this better than the core game does?
One of the main mechanics is that the way missions are generated, they're not pre-scripted. Basically, missions pop up in the background all the time.
Yeah.
And you have to find them, essentially. So you have to assign members of your haven, which is a new kind of semi-base building requirement.
Is that different from the original for those of us that haven't played the original?
Oh yeah, the original missions just pop up and you go do them.
But this one you got to search for them, is what you're saying.
Right. And in the original, you had to basically do every single mission. If you didn't do a mission, things would go out of control very quickly. In Long War, it generates hundreds of missions, and regardless of whether you do it or not, things progress. And it's just you have to essentially find missions to run them for different effects, and then when you actually find them, instead of just immediately running the mission, the 95% of them are going to be missions that you have to select your squad and you fly them out to the location, and then you have to wait for them to infiltrate the area.
Oh, that's so cool. I love
because
it.
if you just go drop them and start away, basically Advent will be super, super strong. The mission you might have 4 people on will have Advent pods of 10, and there will be 6 pods, so you'll be looking at a 60-3 odds. Just not, there's no chance. So you have to, spend time infiltrating the area, and there's different levels of infiltration.
I missed them. So you kind of have to prepare for the missions. Actually, you have to
right,
because the original game had something called Intel, But that was just a resource. That wasn't
Yeah.
actual intel. That was just like a random number that went up and you could spend it somewhere. But
Yeah,
but
and
this time you
this
really
one-
have to actually prepare and actually gather intel that actually helps you in a mission.
Right, and there's still like the intel number, and it's still used for some of the same things, or it'll help, like you can spend intel, the currency, to boost your infiltration. But just the fact that you're building bases, and those bases are what generate your supplies, and sometimes you can use them to
It's
get
gotten really
recruits.
big.
What are these things? He rolls
This
so
is
much
awesome.
of them. Oh wow! He got,
Wow, he just keeps going.
I have
He's-
never.
I've never seen that.
I have never seen that before.
He got mad because we killed his friend.
No, seriously, that's like what it
You
looked
know
like.
how?
Oh, look at
how
he's
many?
he's
I mean, Shepard, how many hours do we have in generations between Cross and Jen? And,
it's
like, that's just
never-
never happened.
that's
never-
kind of amazing.
I mean, how many Legambis do we fight?
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I mean, I would expect something out of that, like that by Snow Baron, but,
yeah.
you know, not just a regular
You
Legambi,
imagine
like, oh, here
Snow
we go.
Baron throwing serial spirit bombs just over and
Yeah.
over and over again. That's kind of what that reminded me of.
It's I imagine if the Snow Baron would do that, it would just spam the screen with gigantic snowballs. Wow, love it. So yeah, gathering a lot of intel, right?
Yep. And, yeah, it's just, it changes the pace a lot, and it makes it, because, you know, that's how an actual, like, guerrilla war would be fought. Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to just fly a ship into an area and do it. And so,
And rock everybody's
Most of
faces
the-
off. You have to kind of like
Right.
infiltrate, be careful about this, and wage like risk versus reward. You know, be very
Right.
careful and very deliberate about what you're doing.
yeah. And then getting out, they changed, like, most missions will end with you having to extract via the Sky Ranger.
That's great.
And so, like, you have to call it in. It doesn't sit on station, because, of course, that would mean that, you know, they know exactly where you were at. So you have to call it in, and that takes time. And so they just... So many dynamic systems were changed to give it a different feel. And it works. It works really well. They did a really good job balancing it out. And,
Some little detail I really liked on the stream was also not on your stream, but on a stream that the creators posted was you could also like there's like reinforcements coming in while there's a mission going on, so the missions gets progressively more difficult, so to speak.
oh, yeah. So most of any mission that you have to extract from, which is the vast majority of them, there's infinite reinforcements.
Yeah.
And every time a new reinforcement wave comes in, it gets stronger and stronger to eventually it will start dropping, like, here's 2 sectopods.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And it's just because, you know, the whole... You're supposed to get out. And so that changes the economy a lot, too, because you no longer get corpses and stuff as often. There's only specific missions that
sorry,
you can
Christian.
actually loot
Please forgive
the
me.
field for.
Everything's fine. So I really like this. I usually don't like when there's like infinite spawns because it feels like cheap. But I like it
Yeah.
in this case because you still can like interact with this. Like there's apparently like
Yeah.
some kind of actions you can take to delay reinforcements.
Yeah, if you get an officer to the right rank, there's an ability they can use that will essentially delay the reinforcement wave by a round.
I think this is
So
very
that's
smart.
like that's a complete redesign then of that system.
Oh yeah, no, it's the only thing that's the same is that the fact that it uses the same models and the same mechanics for combat. But like the campaign itself is completely different. Everything has been adjusted. Like it is all for a mod and for a complete overhaul mod. It might as well be like a full-on expansion.
Wow. Or almost like a completely different game in a sense. I mean, not
Yeah.
completely different game, but I mean, reimagine all of the systems. I'm assuming the whole malarkey between shotgun being better than like cyber katana has been balanced.
Somewhat. They've changed a lot of the weapon balances. Like shotguns have obviously close range and do lots of damage.
I just remember there was some controversy over how there was almost never a reason to take a katana over a shotgun.
Yeah, they changed that with specifically the Shinobi class. and the fact that it gets
Is that
more
a new
damage.
class to
Yeah,
all
to
of XCOM
Long
2
War.
or just Long War?
No, to Long War specifically. But what its main trait is that the further it dashes before it makes the strike, the more damage it does. Ooh. So you can run across the field and do a 12-point slash that has pretty much 90% hit rates. I think I've missed one blade attack with Shinobi.
Well, we all know what 90% means in XCOM.
Yeah, exactly.
90%
It depends
of the
on
time
what
it
side
works
it's
every
from.
time.
But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. Once I'm a little bit more familiar with how everything works in Long War, I'll probably do. I might do a series on it, possibly.
We could try a co-op series again.
Yeah, it's just so much. It's just so much to learn right now that I feel like I'm making lots of mistakes, and I'm getting really angry all the time. And it's not a fun thing to have on stream and video, and you're just fuming rage.
It's not fun for you.
So I see glowing praise from Cthulhu. So we're gonna see if we're gonna see more of that in the future. I would really look forward to this. And yeah, I feel your painful. I also have a lot of things that I'm playing right now, which I would love to do on the stream and stuff like that. But they kind of require sometimes a lot of times to get into those games, because then we would just stream for hours, just not understanding what's happening, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna move on, guys. We're gonna because there's some more burning questions burning on our lips, but we're gonna discuss on our next episode. I hope you will join us next time around. And as always, good luck and good hunt. Bye, meow.
Shut up, Bradford.
Running low on money? Get yourself some golden eggs by using a Squatty Potty. Brought to you by Squatty Potty.